And welcome to week 4 of the franchise.
Welcome to week 4 of the franchise. I'm your host, Johnny Serpentes. This week on the franchise, we got all new content, baby. We're going over the top with it. We got all new types of shit, man. We got fantasy trivia. We got the washed up results. We got waiver wires. You know, them fucking vultures be looking for me. And you know what? We got a special guest. He don't come out too often, but when he does, he comes with a bang. This week on the franchise, we have a special broadcast. It's called the Washed Up Report. And Mike Steele, I'm sorry, you are washed up. This week you lost to the People's Commissioner, man. You're the real commissioner. How do you expect to lose to an underground rebel, okay? It just don't work out, man. We all know, just like last week on week 3 of the franchise, we talked about you being a puppet. Well, you are a puppet. And Arian Foster's groin is the puppet master. And I'd like to tell you this much, man. If you don't get your act together, the people's elbow is going to calm down on you real hard, boy. Now, that is, without saying, the Washed Up Award of the Week, Mike Steele, the Commissioner. And this is the franchise, hosted by Johnny Serpentes. And shout out to our sponsor of the week, the Naked Rifle Association. Welcome to week 4 of the franchise. And today, we're discussing transactions. For you simpletons, that is a trade. I'm your host, Johnny Serpentes. So, we're going to be quick and sweet about this week. Not a lot of trades going on, but there's 2 that happened. You know, of consequence. Cameron Campese, the franchise, still owes us fucking royalties for that name. He's in the spotlight again this week. This week, he traded Michael Crabtree and Brandon Cooks for Alfred Morris and Anquan Baldwin to West Bank Bandito, still looking for a green card Fez Rico. You know, a lot of people would say, Cameron, when are you just going to call it quits on the trades, man? I mean, you're fucking blowing it over here. I will give you this much. You got a little bit over me on the C.J. Anderson, Mark Ingram escapade, but I'm not going to hold that against you, man. And this week, I can't help but say that you're probably going to get the... It's shit, man. Why'd you do that again? You can't be doing stuff like that. This ain't the 80s, alright? We ain't just throwing Hail Marys. Your quarterbacks are throwing picks. What the fuck you doing, man? Alfred Morris, he got a broke dick. Anquan Baldwin, who's throwing in? Carson Palmer? He used to play for the Bengals or some shit, didn't he? I mean, he washed up too. He washed up like Mike Steele.
Plays for the 49ers, fam.
Whatever. I like that. Keep that in there. Moving on, we got Pierre Garçon for Joe Flacco. Flitty Flacco. Flaky Flacco. Now, nothing against the People's Commissioner. He's got Super Bowl rings, Joe Flacco. We know he's a veteran and shit like that. Pierre Garçon, he's decent. You know, he is a good guy to go to. Deshaun Jackson is questionable again this week. I'm thinking about starting him, but I just can't pull the trigger on that just yet. And now, oh shit, my cigarette went out. The People's Commission needed a quarterback this week, otherwise he's just going to be dead in the ditch like my record, alright? So, we give him a pass this week. Joe Flacco's a good move. He needed the quarterback. He's in a dire situation. Ben Roethlisberger's hurt with a shin bone, something like that. And, you know, we give that a thumbs up at the franchise. And that is the Week 4 Transaction Report with your host, Johnny Serpentes.
Welcome to week 4 of the franchise. This is the Waiver Wire Report. I am Jon Snow. First, we have Johnny Serpentes, picking up Andy Dalton. What is the number 3 quarterback doing in the waivers? What is his league? Andy blocked Freddie, who's part of his team, Brady, has a bye week this week. Good job, Johnny Serpentes. We have Cameron, now using the name The Franchise, where he got that from. Picking up Charles Clay. I'm Jon Snow. This is the Waiver Wire Vultures.
And I want to bring the Bugatti so I can pull up on my dog. And I got to take a flip and they college chip and they hell on my top. And I got that point.
This is fantasy football trivia with a twist. It's a very complex game to understand, so listen very closely. Take a beer, and then take a shot of 12-year-old scotch, and then answer 3 complex questions about fantasy football. I am Jon Snow.
I'm ready to play fantasy football trivia with a twist.
Welcome to the inaugural fantasy football trivia with a twist game.
I already welcomed myself.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Our first question. Who is the highest scoring player of week 3?
Goku.
Goku from Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Super Saiyan or?
Yeah, Super Saiyan, hyperbolic time chamber shit, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the answer is Devonta Freeman.
That was my next guess.
Our second question.
Come at me.
Who is the highest scoring kicker of week 3?
Not much for kicking. I'd have to say your boy Porterius, you know what I'm saying? The dude from South Africa with no legs who ran the track at the Olympics. He's probably a good kicker. I go with him.
Well, the answer is Steven Gostowski.
Never heard of him. Hey, I mean, did I get any right?
You got nothing right. Thank you for playing fantasy football with a twist.
Oh, shit. Welcome to week 4 of the franchise. I'm your lit host, Johnny Serpentes. This week we're going to be talking about 3 results and 3 projections, as usual. That's always myself, Johnny Serpentes, versus Nick Angora, whose whole team was drafted by an unknown person named Jeff, I think.
Seth, fam.
Seth. Who gives a fuck? It was a big game. We went head to head. We had the highest scoring match of the week. The People's Commissioner versus, Mike Steele, the quote-unquote actual commissioner. And it was a nail biter. It came down to the wire, to be honest. The People's Commissioner, he won it late with his last few fantasy players coming in clutch. And then the current commissioner, he claims he's sitting pretty, but actually he's washed up. And that's all I got to say about that match. And last but not least, we had Freddie going 3-0 in a very tough match against Luke Cahill the first. And made dropping 100 points a week. That shit ain't gonna fucking add up every week. It don't work like that. This is like playing Russian roulette. Might as well blow your brains out, Freddie. If I go 0-4, I'm gonna disband my team. I'm gonna trade off everybody. I'm gonna start Mike Vick is quarterback next week if I lose this game. Freddie, thankfully, Tom Brady is he's on a bye week, so I can look forward to that. I just picked up Andy Dalton on the free agency, number 3 quarterback overall in the league right now, so we're looking pretty. We're looking hot. A piece of hot shit right now. Alright, I'm invincible. That's how I feel. That 12-year-old fucking Scotch got me feeling like a ladybug in June. Next we got People's Commissioner versus Harry Cahill, Arian Foster's groin. Harry suffered a waiver wire disaster, was not able to pick up Clay on the free agency, Buffalo's tight end, and he's without Rob Gronkowski this week. How that pans out, we don't know yet. But I tell you what, People's Commissioner is looking pretty with Rob Gronkowski out on this week. And last but not least, we have Luke Cahill versus Matt, Professor X, Dr. X, whatever you want to go with it. Now Luke is 2-1, looking to go 3-1. Matt is facing an 0-4 record, and he needs to get a win, just like myself. Feel for Matt, for he is an 0-3 brother. And Luke is looking very vicious. He's new in the league. He's the youngest in the league. He's got a lot of ambition in him to show up and take the crown from the older gentleman in the league. And I'll tell you what, Luke, this thing, it's a lot of responsibility. And Matt Ledet, man, you need to get your shit together, dog. I mean, you're 0-3, I'm 0-3, but whose team looks prettier? Week 4 of the franchise. Projections and results. And I'm your host, Johnny fucking Serpentes. Welcome to week 4 of the franchise. And tonight we have a special interview, and I'm your host, Johnny Serpentes. We were scheduled to have an interview with the former commissioner, but considering he is also washed up like Mike Steele, his puppet, we decided to go with our alternate, a unicorn from Monroe, formerly known as Albonzo. And welcome to the interview. How you doing, Albonzo?
What's up?
How you doing? You doing all right?
From work?
All right, from work. All right. Well, I'm glad you're with us tonight, and we're gonna roll right into it, man. It's all good. We're back in it. So yeah, tell us a funny story about yourself, man.
I mean,
Of the night, who would you take on a date if you had to pick in the entire world, man?
in the entire world?
Yeah.
Actually, I have a girlfriend now, so I just got a girlfriend, so.
All right. If you weren't in a relationship, who would you take?
Who would I take on a date? I don't know. Emma Watson? I don't know. Someone, I don't know.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson.
Why is that a question? Like, why is this a question? For fantasy?
You're lucky I censored it down. I was actually gonna ask you who would you fuck, but we'll keep it PG. Yeah. So Emma Watson, man, that's who you're going with. You're gonna cast a spell on you or something like that. What's going on here?
Yeah, dude, she is Harry Potter, dude.
What do you like most about her?
Dude, what's some of these questions? I don't know. She's cute, I guess. I don't know, but I have a girlfriend too, though. Like, I can't, like.
If I were you, I would take my girlfriend's sister on a date and have a threesome with them.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll ask her about it, I guess.
You do that, man. You do that. You do that. You horny little bastard. Alright, so, I mean, that's it, man. You have any final words to the franchise? Your last statement, man.
Just like to say to Harry for always giving me shit on the power rankings. Like, pretty sure I have a good team, so like, he's not shit on me too much on there. But I think I have a better team than a pretty good team. So hopefully I actually get in the playoffs this year, win some games. But pretty much it.
That's good stuff, Albonzo, man. I appreciate you taking our call and being our guest on this week of the franchise, week 4, hosted by Johnny Serpentes.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Serpentes.
Hey, no problem, man. Well, good luck next week, and God bless you, man. Ask your girlfriend about that whole deal I told you about too, man. It might just work out for you.
I'll ask.
Good deal, man. Alright, Albonzo. We'll see you later, man.
I'm the people, Jon Snow, and this is the closing statement to week 4 of the franchise. So we had a bit of a quarrel last week, and we still do this week. Why is the actual commissioner your team name, Mike Steele? Do you have to reiterate that you're the commissioner because no one respects you? Harry was the commissioner for 5 years, and he never had that as his team name. Look forward to next week featuring the first late night show and many more special guests. I am Jon Snow. This is the franchise.